Happy Thursday, everyone. Grab your cup of coffee and sit back and let's get started on this turn. Today I am turning this piece of Norway maple. This big bad boy is 18 inches wide by 4 inches high. It was milled on July 14th of 2022. It's reading 13% moisture. I'm using my Doug Thompson bowl gouge to true up the outside of this piece. I'll probably end up using this throughout this turn because of this piece is so large. And my Hurricane 5/8 inch bowl gouge is really starting to get short, and I need that extra leverage for this piece because I'm noticing if I turn bigger pieces, it really beats me up. And normally when I turn big pieces like this, I'm sore for several days afterwards. I don't know why, but these big pieces of wood beat me up really, really bad. My shoulders, my arms, and everything just ache in my lower back. So, with that being said, and I'm done whining and crying about hurting so much, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going with a mortise instead of a tenon on this because I want to decorate up the bottom of this with my Robert Sorby texturing tool. I want the center of this to be raised a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just kind of clean it up with my Woodpecker Ultra Shear full-size square, and then I'll use my detailer to detail the line where I want the texturing to end. And I'll be using my 4mm Robert Sorby texturing wheel on this, and I'll take several passes with this just because I want to make sure that those grooves are deep enough in there, because I am going to have to do some sanding on it just because of how rough it is. But I do use shavings to kind of smooth down some of those, and I put the lathe in forward and reverse several times to clean that up a little bit just with some of the shavings. Here I'm just making the little tiny dovetail on the inside of my mortise, and then we could get this finished up and flipped around so we can start hogging out the inside of this big boy. I started sanding at 80 grit and went through all the grits clear up to 320. Off camera I did use some Star Bond medium thick brown to address these cracks that was in this bowl. The one is really bad, which kind of scares me, especially turning this around and trying to hog out the inside of this big piece. I'm not going to give it away because I really want to keep people involved in my videos. So if you're this far, please continue sticking around, and I'll kind of let you in gradually on what happened in this turn that scared me to death. We gotta show everybody. Mika, hold on. I'm gonna take the camera off of here so we can show them my little garage bud. Say hi. You gonna say hi to everybody? Well, stop moving. Come on. No, there you are. There her. There her is. Mika. Hi, baby girl. Mika. There her is. Yeah. It's hard to see you. I sanded from 80 grit and went through all the grits clear up to 320. Off camera, I did apply the finish. I used Brad's sanding paste. There is a link in the video description if you want to try Brad's, and I used 2 coats of Tried and True Original. That's what I did off camera. You'll have to stick around to find out exactly what scared me. That will be coming up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll talk about the finished bowl as well as glam shots. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to keep you waiting. I don't want to keep the suspense going any longer. The crack is what scared me. I filled all my cracks in, and I had this one that was pretty deep. It doesn't look like much now, but this crack went all the way through this piece of wood. So I filled it. There must have been just enough of it that wasn't filled, and when I was doing my last couple spots of shear scraping, on this piece, it decided to release itself, and it made this loud bang. And it, like I said, it literally scared me to death. But I managed to pull it back together, because I mean, it was a gap like this. I mean, it went from a gap like this to a gap like this. I took duct tape and I held and squeezed it together until I can get that gap, you know, to where I was able to close it up. That held it, you know, put enough layers of duct tape around on it just to hold it in place. And what I did was, I went ahead and filled this in, let it dry, and then finished the inside out the best I was able to. Now, mind you, I had to take quite a bit of the rim off of it because it was so unbalanced on the lathe, and it didn't 100% make it any better, but at least the rim is the same thickness all the way around. It took a lot of work to get it that way. And I did a lot of sanding to get that way as well. So, but it turned out absolutely gorgeous. Would I try to save this piece again? I'm going to say yes. Even though it added extra work on my plate, I would definitely try to save it again, because this Norway maple is the most gorgeous wood that I've ever come across. And it would be a shame to toss this in a fire pit. Without further ado, this is the little booger that decided to open itself up and scare me. But I managed to pull it back together quite a bit. it turned out better than I expected it to. And it had quite a few cracks in it. But I managed to save this, and I'm very pleased. This is a last minute decision. I embellished the bottom on camera, but I added Metal Effects paint to make it look aged. And I'll have a link in the video description for that as well, if you're interested in trying some of that paint. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what you think of this big Norway maple bowl. I will see you guys next Thursday. You take care. Stay safe. God bless. Goodbye.